well and your home training is going great and you're staying motivated. My name is Chloe and I'm a women's artistic gymnastics choreographer, coach and judge, and today I'm going to share with you some of my top tips for artistry, how to give your floor and beam routine that wow factor. So just like you can lose marks in a routine if you bend your leg on a split leap or you wobble on a landing, you can also lose marks for something called artistry. And just to explain what that is, it's to do with the what part of your routine in terms of how it's structured and the choreography, but also a how part of the routine, how you present yourself, how you perform, how you dance and move to the music. So what I want you to do is think about some of the absolute best beam and floor routines that you've ever seen, maybe on YouTube, Instagram, or at a competition. What was so special about these that made you remember them? Some of you might be thinking of Caitlin O'Hashi's viral floor routine. What was so special about this that like millions of people viewed it all over the world? Well, firstly, it was super exciting. It was unpredictable. It was original. Like the choreography and everything was great, but the real wow factor to it was how much she was enjoying herself. It made it really exciting. You could tell she was absolutely loving what she was doing, the expression on her face, the way she moved with her body. She's a great dancer. She hit the beat. So that's what made that so great, was like how she performed it, not just about how good the dance was. And there's no reason why you guys can't have that kind of routine too. Something that's original, unpredictable, captivating the audience and making people remember you and standing out from the crowd. So that's what I'm going to try help you guys with today. Your coaches look after the what part of your routines, like making sure the choreography is in the style of the music and making sure that you have your close to the beam or close to the floor part of your routine. But the part that you can work on is the how part, is the performance part, the expression part. So I'm going to give you some tips to help you with that. A great floor and beam routine should be an artistic performance and not just a series of positions and skills that are kind of disconnected. So you want everything to connect together nice and smoothly. So you're doing some of your dance on the beam or on floor, you're going smoothly into a skill, straight back into dance, and the whole time with good expression, with good personal style and with confidence, and that's what's going to make it special. So a tip for you for beam to try and get a nice rhythm and pace going, to try to connect your dance into your skills, is to start doing beam routines to music. So this is something you could practice at home. It doesn't even have to be your competition beam routine. It can be something that you make up at home on a line or a floor beam. I want you to pick a song that you really enjoy and that you love. A song with lyrics is probably better. And what you're going to do is make up the dance to connect into the skills and do it all to the timing of the music. When you've gotten pretty good at it, then try turning off the music. You can kind of listen to the song in your head and see if you can keep up that pace and rhythm. So this kind of gets rid of the fidgeting and it gets rid of the pauses and missed connections, and it keeps a nice pace going on the beam. So that's a good way to try to improve your rhythm in your beam routine. For floor, I want you to think about the story that you're telling in your routine. What is the theme? What emotion are you trying to convey to the audience and the judges? So maybe your music is really dramatic and powerful and you have all these powerful stances in it. So maybe you want this look of bravery and concentration on your face. Maybe it's like a big musical number and you want to look happy and excited, or it's a slow, sad piece. So you have these moments of like looking like you miss someone you love, or a moment of hope. So I want you to kind of go through your routine and think of what story you're telling. And this is a good way to kind of draw the audience and the judges in, because they feel emotionally engaged and connected with you. They want to see what's going to happen and they can't look away. So just remember that, and you're not just doing your routine for yourself, you are actually performing it to a big audience, and you're trying to connect people who are even up on the top tiers of the seats and draw them in so that they can't look away from your routine. After you figured out the story or the theme of your routine, practice showing that appropriate emotion on your face and in your body. You can do this like by looking in the mirror, by videoing yourself. When you're back in the gym working on routines, you can put your phone where the judges will be sitting, film your routine just to see how it looks from the judge's point of view. Maybe you're not doing enough with your face, or maybe you're overdoing it and you need to just tone it down a little bit. It's really important that whatever emotion you've decided to do, that you can portray it throughout the whole routine, even at the hard parts. So when you can't be like smiling throughout the routine and then you get to the corner to do a big tumble and suddenly you have the big concentration face on you. So you're trying to make sure that you don't break character throughout the piece and the whole thing is one performance, not just the dance parts and then serious face for the skills. You're just trying to hold that character throughout everything you do in the routine. If you're unsure about what emotion to portray, or you're a little bit nervous or embarrassed about it, that is okay. It happens to a lot of us. It can be embarrassing trying something new, and that's why it's good to give it a go at home, outside of training, like in the mirror. Have a look, and even just something simple like relaxing your jaw, parting your lips slightly, using your eyes more, and lifting your eyebrows can transform your facial expression as it opens up your face to the audience. And if you are super confident, just remember that other gymnasts might not be. So make sure you support each other in the gym with trying this out. In your floor routine, there are marks for musicality. This means your ability to listen to the music and connect your movements to it. So it's important to listen to your floor music to really know it inside out, and important to know how to also count your music. So is your music counted like 1, 2, 3, 4, or is it more of a waltz and you count it like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3? So it's important that you've listened to your music a lot of times, so that you can also jump straight into any part of the music and know what to do. So a good exercise for practicing this, first of all, I recommend you count your music. Then you practice your floor routine with the counts without the music, so you counting in your head while you dance. Add the music in on top of it then. Then ask someone as well to start your music at some random point in the music and see if you can jump straight in and know what part of the music it's at. So that's a good exercise because it helps you if you have a fall in your routine or something that's thrown you in your routine, that you'll know how to get straight back into it and what point of the music it's at and what movement comes with it. Aside from expression and musicality, what else can you do to improve your artistry and engage the audience? So to remind you of what to do, I want you to think head to toes. So starting with your head, we've already talked about the face, but with your head, you need to use it and make it part of the choreography. So there will be bits where you're lifting your head up. Make sure that there's loads of parts where you're lifting your eyes up as well. You want to be looking up past the top tiers of the audience to make everyone feel included. And then you might have a part where, like the sad part where you're looking down and your head is down, a moment of hope where your head is up. Just make sure that your head changes a lot in the routine, and that's all part of the choreography. This might sound rude, but I think we've all seen floor routines where the gymnast does not take their eyes off the floor for the whole routine, and it's quite boring. And it also shows that you don't have confidence in yourself and what you're doing. So you need to choreograph those bits into your routine to make sure that you're doing it. Moving down then to the neck and the shoulders, you want to elongate your neck and lift your chin, making sure that you don't push your chin forwards, as this looks unnatural and not very elegant. So keep your head in line with your spine, lift your chin and elongate your neck. With your shoulders, you want to pull them down and pull them backwards. So feel your shoulder blades pull down and pull together behind you, giving nice posture and just opening up your frame. When it comes to your arms, then you want to try and get rid of the real robotic gymnastics arms that we tend to do. As gymnasts, we're taught to always get rid of the gap in here at our ears and shoulders. But when you're dancing and you lift your arms up, you want to make sure that you're pulling your shoulders down. With the hands then and the arms, you just want to soften them up a little bit. You want to dance past the tips of your fingers and get rid of the real robotic gymnast arms where we kind of look like we're eating a burger. So you can kind of like soften the arms up a bit and just let everything go a little bit looser and flow a little bit more. So it's hard to do because we try so hard to be tense and everything when we're doing our skills, but in your dance, you just need to let it go a little bit more and be less robotic. Then when it comes down to the hips, depending on what the choreography is, you might need to learn to just like let your hips go as well. Moving down into the legs, you want to have really nice technique, really good extension in the legs and really nice amplitude, which means like height. So when you're doing big kicks that you're getting up as high as you can get. When it comes to your feet, then you want to make sure that you're pointing your toes the whole time, unless it's part of the choreography that you don't. And that means making sure that you're stretching at your ankle as well and not just like scrunching your toes. So make sure that you're extending the whole of the foot. And then when you have to go up on your toes in a releve, up on the balls of your feet, you want to make sure you have your heels up as high off the ground as you can. So and that's judged on beam as well. And if you think about when you're on beam, the judges are at eye line with your feet, so you want to be doing really good feet, especially when you're on beam. But practicing your releve will make your dance look much nicer, will help you with your spins and turns as well. And it kind of incorporating a little bit of ballet training into your weekly training schedule will really help with all the work with the feet and the legs. Lastly, I just want you to remember to breathe, and it's really good to incorporate breathing into the choreography. So there might be a time where like you stretch up and that can be like a breath in, so you go and then you maybe roll down to the floor and that's where you go and you breathe out, and that actually makes the choreography look nice because it had that moment of breath in, the moment of breath out where you might sink to the ground, depending what the choreography would be. So it's really good to actually choreograph in those breaths, especially coming up to a big tumble or something, so that you have that like time to recuperate and get yourself ready for the big moves. And it also helps you with your stamina, trying to keep that same level and that same energy throughout the whole routine, so that you don't start with a bang and by the end of the routine you have nothing left in you, and you can tell that you're kind of giving up a bit and you're getting out of breath. So you really need to breathe through the routine, and if you can't do that naturally, you have to choreograph it in where there's moments where you get a chance to catch your breath. And throughout the whole routine, just remember, listen to the music, take your time, stay calm. If you lose your place, stay calm, and try to pick it up as best you can where you left off. Just don't give up, keep pushing through. All your skills, your tumbles and leaps and everything, they're obviously like the most important part of your floor and beam routines. But if you are like working that stuff and training the whole time and you have that at a point where it's amazing, the next thing to get you that next step up, to get you on the podium or give you that edge over other people, is to work on your artistry and to get that artistry score as low as possible, to get you up on the podium winning medals, and also feeling great about yourself, and feeling really proud to go out on the floor and mount the beam, feeling confident about what you're performing and enjoying yourself. So part 2 is going to be putting some of what we've learned into action by learning some choreography to a song that is very popular at the moment that I hope you love. It's called Driver's License by Olivia Rodrigo.